Welcome back to Eyes on Prize. I want to talk about an interesting story today, okay? And I want to share a myth that I grew up with, and then I'm going to share two true story on this title that I'm talking about. So it is, if death come knocking, is it your time or not? So it's about death. I'm talking about death today. So if death come knocking, is it your time or not? So I'm going to start out with the myth that I grew up with. That there was this guy that was living on the upper level of the house, and death came for him knocking on his door. So he invited death in, and he was going down, reminiscing down memory lane to death. And I guess death saw the pain and everything he was going through, crying because he didn't want to go, and he was really acting, you know, being a nice guy that day and nice to death. And death said, you know what, okay, I'm going to give you this day, but I'm coming back for you tomorrow. So when death left, he went downstairs and traded spaces with his next door, downstairs neighbor. So the downstairs neighbor went upstairs where he was living. So he was planning to trick death to let someone else take his place. So he went downstairs. So the next day death come, and death said, you know what? That guy was such a nice guy. I'm going to give him some more time. I'm not going to take him. I'm going to give him some more time. So I'm going to go downstairs and take his neighbor. Death went at the door and knocked on the door. And the guy that was upstairs yesterday when death came was downstairs. And death said, it is just your time. Because basically he was trying to run from death. Death decided, hey, I'm going to give you another day. But when he came and trade places, he think he's going to escape death and someone else will go in his place. But when death came, death said, because he's been such a nice guy, he will just take the one under him, living under him. And when death knocked on that door, he opened the door, so death had to take him. So it was basically his time. I say that story to tell you about a true story that happened. And so about a month and a half ago, one of my family member that his sister-in-law, you know, uncle was out, and he was, you know how guys play domino or games, you know, outside of a, you know, the shop or something. So he was standing waiting for his turn to sit and play whatever they were playing, the game they were playing. So he was there for a minute, and then as soon as that guy that sat down, that was sitting down, get up, he took that guy's space. He took that guy space there and started to play domino or whatever game they were playing. And in just a few minutes, bullet went through him and killed him. The bullet went through, you know, in his head, and it's just like, just like that, he took somebody's space. Then the guy was sitting down there the whole time, nothing happened. And as soon as he sat down, he was rigged with bullets. You know, and there's speculation that it was a setup or it was meant for the guy that was sitting down, and then he sat down and maybe they passed by and thought it was still him sitting down there. But the question is, when death comes, is it for you or not? I'm going to give you another story. This one was one of my clients a couple years ago. She told me that she was in bed sleeping, and she had some children, you know, and they were all sleeping. It was late at night, about what, 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning. And a friend of her called her, and she was in bed already sleeping. Her children was already in bed sleeping. And her friend called her and said, "Hey, can you come get me because I can't drive because basically I'm intoxicated." So the friend got up and decided she's gonna go and pick her friend up. She just pulled up. All she did was just pulled up. And as soon as she pulled up and just sat there for about 5 minutes waiting for her friend to come out, there was a shooting. And one of that bullets got her straight in the breast. Straight, she was shot in the chest. Just being there, waiting on her friend to come out. So she was telling me that when she was in and out of consciousness, all she was thinking about, my babies, my babies, my babies. And she said even though it seemed like no one expected her to live, she just fight through it. She was like, I have to live. And I guess she cried to God that last moment, and they did surgery. And she said when she opened her eyes, she was shocked that she was still alive and she made it, you know, for her baby, because she was worried about her children. So I'm telling this short story to ask this question. If your time come, if death come right now to you, are you ready to go? Is your house in order already to go? Because we really don't know if we're going to go today or tomorrow or whenever we're going to go. So my question is, are you right with God? Are you right with God? Are you living righteously? Or did you give your life to God? Did you get baptized? Did you get the fulfilling of the Holy Ghost? I think it's something we need to start thinking about, because tomorrow is really not promised to anyone. And if death came today, we have to ask ourselves this question. Are we ready? Because we can be in our own house and bullet come through our house. It's, you know, we don't know how or when or where it's going to happen. But it's time for us to search ourselves and to try to make things right with God. Make things right with our friend. Ask for forgiveness. Go to people that we have malice for years. Ask for forgiveness and let go of grudge and unforgiveness. Let go of all the pain. Just let go, because if we die, we can't, there's no way to make it right. So it's time for us to search ourselves and start letting go of a lot of stuff and start trying to give our life to God. At least do a first step. Do a first step. Don't wait until you're perfect to come to God. Okay? Because no one is perfect. If you're waiting to be perfect, it's not going to happen. So stop procrastinating and start thinking about giving your life to God today. Because if Jesus come right now, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for his return? So I'm sharing those two stories to show you that one, which is my family member, his time came, only prayed to God that he was right with God. And this other one, my friend, I just pray, you know, she got a second chance to make it right with God and her family, which is what I want to talk about. So I would like you to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment so I can hear what you think about this story that I just tell you. It is very interesting, but we need to ask a question. If death come today, is it for us or not? Okay? And are we ready? All right? So you have a good one and be blessed. Bye.